Okay, this is number 11 of the chapter 13 review. So Mrs. Gutierrez made a histogram of the birth month of the students in her class. Describe the patterns in the histogram by completing the chart. So the first thing says identify any peaks. So I have 2 peaks. There is a peak in May and there is another peak in August. The next thing says identify any increases across the intervals. So I have an increase here from January through March. Then I have another one from April to May because it's increasing. I would not say this goes all the way an increase from January to May because right here there's not an increase, it leveled off. And then I have a third increase from October to November. Okay, then the last thing says identify any decreases across the intervals. So I have a decrease from August through October. And then I have another one from November to December. Okay, number 12. Ian collected data on the number of children in 13 different families. Draw a box plot of the data and use it to find the interquartile range and the range. So if I have to do a box plot, I'm going to have to put my numbers in order. So I have 1, 2 zeros, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 ones. And then 2s, I have 1, 2, 3 2s. And then I have 1, 2 3s, a 4, and an 8. And so I should have 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And so the number in the middle would be my 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now I'm going to draw my box plot. So my lowest number is a 0. My lower quartile, I'm looking for the number in the middle of that. So I'm looking at these 6 numbers and the number in the middle is a 1. So I'm going to put a dot at 1. Then I'm going to look for, well, my median is 2. I already know that. Then I'm going to look at my upper quartile and the number in the middle. I have 2 numbers in the middle and it's a 3. So I'm going to put a dot on 3. And then my largest number is an 8. And then I can draw my box and whiskers. Okay, and then to do my range, I'm going to subtract my largest number from my smallest. So it's 8 minus 0, which is 8, is my range. And then to do my interquartile range, I'm going to do my upper quartile, which was 3, minus my lower quartile, which was 1. So my interquartile range is a 2. Okay, number 13. Gavin wants to move to a county where it rains about 5 inches every month. The data set shows the monthly rainfall in inches for a county. The mean of the data is 5 and the median is 4 35/100ths. After analyzing the data, Gavin says that this county would be a good place to move. Do you agree or disagree with Gavin? Use words and numbers to support your answer. So I looked at the data and I don't think that this is misleading data because yes, the mean is 5 and the median is 4 35/100ths, but this one month there's less, like there's a ½ inch. And then in this month there's 14 inches. So I do not think that I think it's misleading if you just give the measures of center for this data. In my book, it said that they agreed. So this question, it's opinion, I think, but we had a whole section in this chapter about misleading data, and I would count that as misleading data. You have everything from a ½ inch to 14 inches, so the average is not about 5 inches a month. I would not move there. This is not a good county for him. Number 14, the data set shows the number of books Peyton reads each month. Peyton says she usually reads 4 books per month. Why is Peyton's statement misleading? So she probably found the mean. So if I add everything up, that would be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 14 plus 14, 28, and then divided by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yes, she found the average, which was 4, but why is her statement misleading? Well, she only read 4 books in 2 of these months. Most of the months she read less than 4 books. So that 11 skews her data. So it just says 4 is the mean. The mean is misleading because the outlier 11 increases the mean. 5 months out of the 7, she read less than 4 books. Okay, we have one more. The data set shows the scores of 3 players for a board game. For numbers 15A through 15D, choose yes or no to indicate whether the statement is correct. I don't know why it says D. It only goes up to C. So we have 15A through 15C. So for 15A, it says the mean absolute deviation of player B's scores is 0. So to find the mean absolute deviation, I have to first find the mean. So I have 110 plus 100 plus 90, which would be 300, and then I divide that by 3, so my 100 is my mean, and then I'm going to have to go 110 minus 100, which would be 10, and then I have 100 minus 100, which is 0, and then I have 100 minus 90, which is 10, and I add those together, and that's 20, and then I have to divide by 3. So this would be about 6.6 or 6.7 if it rounded up. So no, this is not true. It's not 0. 15B, the mean absolute deviation of player A's scores is 0. This is true because this person got 90 every time. So if I added 93 times and divided by 3, I'm going to get 90, and there's no difference between 90 and 90. So that is true. Last one. The mean absolute deviation of player B's scores is greater than the mean absolute deviation of player C's scores. So now I'm going to have to do the same thing for this one. So I'm going to add these 3 together. So I have 100, 95, and 95. So that's 290 divided by 3. That would be, 290 divided by 3. So that would be 9 times 3 is 27. So that would be about 97. I'm just going to do 97. So if I have my 3 scores now, I have 97 minus, I'm going to do 97 as my mean. So 97 minus 95 is 2. Then I have 100 minus 97, which is 3. And then I have 97 minus 95, which is 2 again. And so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 divided by 3, that would be about 2.3. And so this said that player B's, the mean absolute deviation of player B is greater than the mean absolute deviation of player C. So that would be true because it was 6.6 versus 2.3. So yes. If you have any questions, leave them on the classroom.